greatest tragedy of mankind is not defeat, nor even death. It is a life confined by fear, shocked to the illusion of permanence. We are but echoes in the vast corridors of time, voices destined to fade unless we dare to carve our existence into eternity. The past is a whisper, the future a question, and between them stands a choice, to remain stagnant or to rise beyond. From the dawn of civilization, humanity has been defined by its will to defy, to reach beyond the limits imposed by nature, by time, and by doubt. We were never meant to remain bound to the ground, to live in the shadows of those before us. We were meant to ascend, and to transcend is not merely to live, but to defy. Defy mediocrity, defy limitation, defy the forces that would render us insignificant. History is littered with the names of those who dared to dream beyond their time. Galileo, who redefined the heavens. Tesla, who bent lightning to his will. Rizal, who wielded words sharper than any blade. These were not just men. They were forces, unshaken, undaunted, undying. And I too must be a force to be reckoned with. I do not seek to be remembered for ambition alone, for even the tallest monuments crumble. Instead, I will seek to build something eternal, not in stone, but in impact. I will become an aeronautical engineer, not because it is a profession, but because it is a purpose. I will bridge the sky and the earth, ensuring that every flight is not just a journey, but a triumph of human ingenuity. I will not merely construct machines of steel and fire. I will construct possibility. But to rise is not enough. I must soar. Not as Icarus, whose arrogance melted his wings, but a celestial body, a pulsar, steadfast in its radiance. St. Catherine of Siena once declared, "Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire." Then let it burn, not with reckless passion, but with the light that guides. I will move with the force of history behind me and the infinite ahead of me, unshaken by fear, unshaken by doubt. Yet, even the brightest stars have their eclipses. There are nights when shadows creep upon the mind, whispers of inadequacy, the knowing question of, am I enough? Even the greatest, have knelt before the weight of their calling. St. Augustine proclaimed, "Pray as though everything depended on God. Work as though everything depended on you." Doubt is the crucible where resolve is forged, and certainly fear is the veil that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary, and I refuse to remain unseen. I have come to understand that suffering is not a roadblock, it is a refinement. The burdens of expectation, the moments where I felt like the weight of the world pressed upon my shoulders. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of forging. For even in the vastness of the cosmos, stars are not simply born. They collapse, they burn, they endure violent turmoil until they emerge as forces of light, guiding those who come after them. My journey as a big historian and an angelite has led me to see life not a solitary ascent, but as a thread in the vast tapestry of existence. A continuum, rather, where the past whispers its wisdom, the present molds us, and the future waits to be shaped by our hands. History, as they say, is not a silent archive, but a living force, urging us not only to remember, but to respond. Every civilization that has risen, every mind that has been dared to dream, every revolution that has shattered old chains. These are torches passed through time, and I am but one bearer in an unbroken chain of seekers, builders, and visionaries. To grasp the depths of big history is to realize that we are more than individuals drifting through time. We are stardust given thought, sentience born from the cosmic dance of elements, entrusted with the task of pushing the boundaries of what is possible. I cannot allow history to be confined to the pages of textbooks alone. It must breathe, it must ignite, it must be lived. It must certainly be lived. And as an angel of it, I walk the path of veritas, caritas, and justitia, not as mere words, but as a calling. Knowledge, when hoarded, is powerless, but knowledge that is shared, challenged, and is used to uplift, that is what reshapes the world. True excellence does not lie in individual triumphs, but in the resonance of our actions, the ripples we leave in the lives of others. For what's the meaning of life if it leads only to isolation? The greatest ascent is not one that leaves others behind, but one that turns back to illuminate the way for those still searching in the dark. Yet, even in the cosmos, in its vastness, bows before something greater. To seek truth is to seek God, not as an abstract force, but as the very fabric of existence. Pope Benedict XVI once declared, "The world offers you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness. Then I must embrace this comfort, for greatness is born from struggle. It's not ease that shapes history, but fire. And I will not be content with embers. I will blaze. I will certainly blaze." Transcendence is not simply about personal ambition. It is about aligning my existence with something far greater than myself. My work, my purpose, my will to soar. It is not for vanity, but for divine calling. I will not become merely an engineer. I will become a steward of possibility, a craftsman of destiny. And thus, big history has humbled me with a truth both terrifying and exhilarating. We are but dust in an infinite cosmos. But if the universe itself does not set boundaries upon expansion, why should I? If the stars defy the pull of collapse, then so must I. There will come a day when my time in this world reaches its dust, reaches its end, when my voice will fade and my name will be but a whisper in history. But that is of no concern to me. For what matters is not that I am remembered, but that my impact remains. That I did not merely exist, I ignited. That I did not merely dream, I defied. That I did not merely rise, I transcend. For transcend is not merely to ascend, but to dissolve, the self unraveling beyond the illusion of identity, beyond the grasp of time, until what remains is neither who we were nor who we sought to become, but the silent realization that we were never bound at all. I am Jim Sam Isandego, an aeronautical engineering student of 1A103 at Holy Angel University. May God bless us all.